Hi, Nick and Laurel. Good to have you on. All right. Let's come into a comfortable seat. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah's cat. Good to see you, Hannah. It's been a little while. All right, let's come into a comfortable seat. Hey, Lana. Welcome. Good morning, Lana. A reminder, it's an hour class. Please modify as needed to make sure that you're honoring your body. And that pretty much means you keep yourself out of pain. You know, we do work intensity here in this practice. But if you find yourself in pain, please choose something different. Okay. If you're not sure what to do differently, call me over. Reach out to me via text or through, take yourself off mute. Hey, Russell, I like your haircut. Looking sharp. Finally, huh? I like you with long hair, though. You are cute with long hair. All right. Close the eyes. Take a moment here and lengthen the spine up. Draw the shoulder blades back. Hi, Brother Carol. Good to see you. And start to connect to deep Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, big full breath. Good, and exhale through the nose. And place the hands up to the heart. And take some deep filling breaths here up to the heart. You're noticing how your heart feels. So you may have a whole boatload of thoughts running through your head right now, maybe trying to plan for your day, an email you need to send, challenges with the family, sick kids, lots of things running through your head, and allowing your attention and awareness on your heart for this next hour to be your primary focus. And trust me, all those things you're thinking about right now will be waiting for you when you step off your mat. So just hold this reconnection to yourself as a priority. You need it. You really do need it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. Two more breaths. Breathe behind the heart as well. Feel into this moment by connecting to your heart. All right, let's set our intention for our practice today. You know, I'm teaching yoga for over 15 years now. I've had this unique opportunity on a pretty much daily basis. I practice yoga daily and also teach pretty much daily, to have a moment to connect to my heart. And what I've noticed over the last 15 years from my own observations, and maybe you'll notice this as well, that I have this intention to keep my heart open. Obviously, I consider myself an open-hearted teacher, someone who's vulnerable, that's compassionate, that's kind. But I also have realized over the last 15 years that that's not always the case. There's sometimes where I feel shut down, where I don't feel so loving and compassionate. I don't feel so open-hearted. And what I want to offer up to you is that it's always shifting. It's never quite the same. And I might have the intention of keeping an open heart, but there's a lot to learn from not having an open heart. There's some wisdom to be gained. And Pema Chodron has this beautiful quote. She says, "Things are always in transition. If we could only realize it, to stay with that shakiness, to stay with a broken heart, with a rumbling stomach, with a feeling of hopelessness and wanting to get revenge, that is the path of true awakening." Hands in prayer. Let's spend our practice connecting to our heart, but also allowing there to be space for the heart not to be totally open and connected. All right. That's our path to awakening. Setting our intention today with one Om. Exhale all the breath out. Inhaling. And release the hands. Open the eyes. And find your way onto all fours for tabletop position. And moving the head back and forth, a little neck release here. I've shared this before, but I'm always fascinated by when I take a moment here to relax my neck, because it doesn't really feel tight when I'm holding it naturally. But when I start to let it go, it's like, oh, there's some tightness there. That's interesting. And then moving the right shoulder forward, right hip back, breathing into the right side body. Inhale. And exhaling, left shoulder forward, left hip back. Thank you, Rachel. I saw your message. And then start moving back and forth here. And a couple of rounds of side cat on your own. And then coming back to neutral. Inhale, looking up, let the belly relax. And exhale, chin the chest, back rolls up, push through the hands, broaden the upper back. And inhale, looking up, belly releases. And exhale, chin the chest, back rolls up, push through the hands. And inhale, looking up. Good. Exhale, chin the chest, back rolls up, and then sink the hips back toward the heels. Come into extended child's pose. Pause here for a couple breaths. Big toes touching. Knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. If you want a little more stretch to the upper back and shoulders, walk the hands toward the front of the mat to feel a bigger stretch through the upper back and shoulders. And then look between the hands, pull the chest through the hands, coming into a modified upward dog. This is known as seal pose. Knees are on the ground. And if this hurts your wrist, you can always bring your forearms on the ground. If your lower back hurts, forearms on the ground. Moving back and forth here, a couple of just feeling moments into lower back. Then start moving on your own. Cat-cow variations. Feeling around into your practice here. You know, it's interesting to track the tools we use to manage our emotions, as Pema calls our shakiness, our broken heart, our rumbling stomach, the feeling of hopelessness. It's interesting to track the tools that we use, right? It could be alcohol, it could be emotional eating, could be running away from our challenges. You know, maybe you kind of tend to be a workaholic, especially when you notice you're kind of coming into relationship challenges with the partner. Rather than look at that stuff, you tend to kind of retreat. But our practice is actually teaching us to pay attention, to show up over and over again. And coming back to neutral. And tuck the tailbone. Feel the core engaged. So you're in tabletop position with tailbone tucked. Good. Lift up the left foot, reach out through left foot, reach the right hand forward, spread the fingers wide like you're shaking someone's hand. Good. So turn the palm of the hand to be that way, like you're shaking someone's hand. It's been a while since you're shaking someone's hand, Laurel. Turn your pinky finger down. Thank you. Deep inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Rachel, this should be fine for you, by the way. Inhale, reaching. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it, but this should be work for you. Exhale, knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Inhale, reaching. Good. Exhale, crunching again. Inhale, reaching. Good. Then bring your hand down, knee down. Lift up the right foot, reach out for the ball of the right foot, tuck your tailbone. So your pelvis is moving slightly toward the floor. When you do that, you feel a core engage a little bit. You also feel the lower back release its natural curve. Good. Reach your left hand forward, spread the fingers wide. Deep inhale. Exhale, crunching. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, crunching. Inhale, reaching. And exhale, crunching. Inhale, reaching. And then hand comes down, knee comes down. And now let's come back up to that first side. Reach your left foot up, tuck tailbone, bend the knee this time. Reach back with the right hand. Grab onto ankle foot. Push the foot into the right hand. So this is a half bow. Again, keep the tailbone tucked. If at any time I'm offering up a pose that doesn't work for you, you all have unique bodies. Again, please shift it up. Do something different. My main goal is to keep you out of pain. Release the knee down. Hand comes down. Good. Lift up the right foot. Bend the knee. Good. Take the left hand and grab onto a foot. Push the foot into the hand. You know, in some ways, yoga has positioned itself to keep you out of pain and suffering. Right? You think about the practice of yoga, right? Great for physical challenges, injuries, as well as emotional stuff, right? One more breath here. Push the foot into the hand. And then hand comes down, knee comes down. Good. And coming into puppy dog. Hips stacked above the knees. Walk the hands forward so they're off the mat. Press the fingertips on the ground, then bring the forehead onto the ground. Couple of deep breaths here. Okay, and then slide the hands back, turn the toes under. Come on back to your first downward dog. Pedal legs out here. And come back onto your knees, setting yourself up for Dolphin. Reach over, grab onto biceps, triceps. Good. And bring the hands out in front of you. So elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Palms facing down. If you have tight shoulders, interlace your fingers here. This might be more supportive. Inhale, lift up to the upper back. Squeeze the inner elbows toward each other. Exhale, turn the toes under and come into Dolphin pose. For many of us, including me, when I first started doing this is a really challenging pose. Hips are reaching back toward the wall behind you, toward the wall your head is facing. Reach out through the heels, but at the same time, squeeze the inner elbows toward each other and lift up to the upper back. This is, again, an intense pose, and you might start noticing that you want to come out of the pose, which is totally cool. If you need to come out of the pose, please do, but make a choice to come out. Don't just fall out of the pose. And I'll offer up some tools. One of the tools you can do is breathing. Breathe deeply here to support this moment. And then walk your feet to touching each other. Inhale, reaching left foot up toward the sky. Reach out strongly through your left leg. At the same time, reach out through the right heel to feel the stretch of the back of the leg. How's the breath here? Again, remember, you can always come out of the pose if you need to. Sure, it looks like your elbows need to come in slightly closer. It's hard for me to tell because of the way that your camera's positioned, but they should be directly underneath the shoulders, maybe a little bit closer. A deep inhale. Exhale, left foot comes down. Inhale, lift up the right foot. Again, it's going to get hard. What do? Do you just check out? By the way, that's how I normally track my overeating or over drinking or whatever it is, right? Just when things get challenging and I want to kind of numb it out. So noticing how that shows up right now in your yoga practice. 2 more breaths. And then foot comes down. 1 more breath. Okay. Come on back into extended child's pose. Nice work. Toes touching. Pause there for a moment. And when you're ready, come on back into downward dog. I will get you through some abs today, just not right now. I'm going to start you moving a little bit. You'd walk your feet toward the hands, come into ragdoll pose. Feet are about hip width apart, knees bent. Reach over, grab onto opposite elbows and float back and forth here. All right, releasing the hands down. Bend the knees, roll yourself up to standing. And walk your feet to the front of the mat. Bring the hands in prayer. And get your breath going here. I'm going to take you through a bunch of suns here. Keep moving, bring awareness back to the heart. Let's do 3 suns together and have you do 2 suns of your own to give you an opportunity to work on your own to connect to your heart. Okay, here we go. Classical suns. Inhale, reaching the hands up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping the left foot back, left knee comes down. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hands come down. Stepping the right foot back to the back of the mat, plank. Knees come down, chest comes down. Pardon me, coming into low cobra, lifting the chest up, inhale. Exhale, lowering, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the left foot forward. Bring the right knee down. Inhale, reaching up. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the hands up. You can bend the elbows here if you like cactus arms to cultivate a little more of a back bend and chest opening. Good. Exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Other half of that sun. Let's keep moving. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping the right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, reaching up, low lunge. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping the left foot back to the back of the mat. Knees come down, chest comes down. Low cobra again, lifting the chest up. Inhale. Exhale, lowering. Come on back into downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Bring the left knee down. Inhale, reaching up. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Elbows bent. Good. Hands in prayer. Good. Moving into classical suns with high lunge. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back. Stepping the left foot back. Inhale, high lunge. And reach out through the left heel. Spread the fingers wide. And exhale, hands come down. Stepping the right foot back. Knees come down, chest comes down. Coming into either low cobra or regular cobra. Hands can be underneath the shoulders, your choice. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the left foot forward. High lunge, reach out through the right heel, sink in. And exhale, hands come down. Stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching hands up. Elbows bent, cactus arms. Exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Other half of that sun. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, stepping the right foot back. Inhale, reaching up. High lunge again. If you need to bring the knee down, you can. Your choice. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping the left foot back. Good. Knees come down, chest comes down. Low cobra or regular cobra. Inhale, lifting. Good. Exhale, lowering, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Good. High lunge. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Elbows bent. Cactus arms, good. Exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Okay, that was our second sun salutation. Our third and final one is the B series one with the warrior one and upward dog and chair. Good, here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back, vinyasa. And then downward dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward, right heel down. Warrior one. Come on up. Feet about hip width apart. Reach up. Spread the fingers wide. Feel the ribs telescoping up. Good. Exhale. Hands come down. Left foot steps back. Vinyasa. The downward dog. Inhale, stepping the right foot forward, left heel down. Warrior one, come on up. Good, exhale, hands come down. Stepping the right foot back. Vinyasa. Yeah, then downward dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands, deep inhale. Exhale, jump or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Good, straighten the legs, come up. Elbows bend, cactus arms. Good, exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Okay, I'm going to have you do two more on your own, going at your own pace. I'll be doing classical sons first and B series next. If you want to follow along with me, you can. If you know the sequence, just pause for a second. I know when you want to get into this. If you know the sequence, close the eyes, let it be a moving meditation, and let your focus be dedicated to reconnecting to yourself, and in particular your heart. So breathe up to the heart, okay? Hands in prayer. Let's begin. Inhale, reaching the hands up. I'll start you off. Forward fold. You're on your own now. You get lost, no big deal. Just make it up. Some of you are like, wait, what do we do now? I'm doing it up here if you need support. Okay, you're about halfway done. Meaning you have one more sun. I'm moving into the B series sun salutation now. If you want to follow along with me. Okay, finishing up with the next couple breaths. Top of the mat. Standing, hands on the heart, breathing here, feeling and noticing. You know, I would say I'm daily fascinated on a daily basis, maybe not daily, but pretty often, but how good it actually feels to breathe up to the heart. I think a big part of that is because it helps us probably stimulate the vagus nerve, which is called the wandering nerve, that helps with so many great things, the nervous system. Try that. Breathe up to the heart. Feel real quick before we start moving again. Just feel. All right, here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back. Vinyasa. Now the downward dog. And inhale, reaching left foot up. Bend the knee and open up the hip here. Let the left foot release toward the buttock. Inhale, reaching left foot up. Exhale, knee to nose, shifting the weight forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose, placing left foot through right, heel down. Warrior one, come on up. Warrior one into hands interlaced behind the lower back, interlace the fingers. Chest lifting up, opening up. Two more feeling breaths. All right, inhaling. And exhale, come into humble warrior. Some of you might need a strap here. If you have tight shoulders and it's challenging, feel free to put a strap between the hands. And letting the neck relax. All right, releasing the hands down. Listening carefully. I don't normally teach this one on Zoom. Actually, I don't often teach this in a normal class because it's challenging. You're coming into a low lunge variation. This is called lounge lizard. So hands are on the inside of the foot. Walk your left foot to the edge of the mat, pretty much. Take your hand, place your right hand to the right side of the mat, so it's on the edge of the mat. Walk your right foot back. So you're starting to feel a stretch of the right quad. Left hand on left shin, just below the left knee. Left forearm alongside the left thigh. I'm doing it up here if you're confused. And then bring the forehead in toward the knee. Some of you might need to walk the right hand even farther off the mat, but your weight shifted over to the right hand. You should feel a sweet stretch to the right side body and right quad. If you don't, walk your right foot back some more and walk your right hand a little bit farther out. If this hurts your wrist, place your right forearm, that's where the right hand's on the ground, right forearm onto a block or two blocks. Okay, that's called lounge lunge. Come up out of there, step your left foot back. Vinyasa. And downward dog. Inhale, reaching right foot up. Bend knee and open up the hip here. Good. Inhale, reaching right foot up. Exhale, knee to nose, shifting the weight forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose, placing the right foot through. Come on up, warrior one. Again, feet about hip width apart. Give yourself a little bit more space than you might normally. And then bring the hands to lower back, interlace the fingers. Again, sink in, breathe here up to the chest. Part of Pema's quote about, she says, things are always in transition, is a recognition that things are impermanent. Things are always changing. In Pali, the word is anicca, change. Pali is the language, most likely language that Buddha used. Anicca. We show that, we see that in our practice every time we show up on the mat. Like, oh, feeling open today, or I'm feeling closed, or I'm feeling tight, feeling tweaky, feeling happy, feeling sad. It goes on and on and on. Our heart feels open, feels closed. Maybe it changes per class. That's my hope is, at least. All right, come on into your humble warrior. One little more, work your right shoulder off your thigh. Right, hands come down. Good. Lounge, lunge. Hands on this side of the right foot walks to the edge of the mat. Left foot walks back. So inch it back so you're feeling a stretch of your left quad. Good. Now walk your left hand to left side of the mat. Right hand on shin just below the knee. Good. Let your weight shift over to left hand. And bring your forehead into your knee. This pose took me a little while to figure out. So if you're confused about it, get curious. Definitely a big aspect of it is two main things. Walking left foot back, weight on left hand. I guess the third would be bringing the forehead in toward the knee, and that helps create more stretch. Okay, come on out of there. Step the right foot back. Good. Vinyasa. Now the downward dog. Inhale, reaching left foot up to the sky. And exhale, knee to nose. This time placing left foot through. Warrior one again. And into a pose known as Lance Dodger. Left forearm on lower back. Right hand on the back of the head. If you're confused about that, look up at the screen. I'm doing it here. Walk the left hand farther out onto the right hip. You want more stretch. So I'm not creating the bind. I'm not reaching down and grabbing onto the fingers. It's a chest opener, and the arch arms, which is grabbing on the fingers, opens up the shoulders a little more. This is opening up the heart and chest a little more. Okay, inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, right elbow, left thigh, twisting warrior. Or twisting high lunge if you need to back off a little bit. One more breath. And with the exhale, releasing the hands down. Bring the right knee down. Walk left foot out a couple of inches, right hand to the right side of the mat, this time coming into twisting lizard. So we kind of set ourselves up with that lounge, lunge. Right, releasing the back foot. Stepping the left foot back. Vinyasa. Good, downward dog. Inhale, reaching the right foot up. Exhale, knee to nose, placing the right foot through. Left heel down, come on up. Warrior one. Good, into Lance Dodger. Right forearm on lower back. Palm of the right hand facing out left hip. Left hand back of the head. Okay, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, left elbow, right thigh, twisting warrior. Okay, hands down. Twisting lizard. Left foot walks back, right forearm on the shin. Sorry, pardon me. I got a little lost there. Left hand to the edge of the mat, reach back with the right hand, grab onto ankle foot. Got lost in the yogas. Sink in. Let your neck relax. If that's too much, you do basic lizard too, right? Sure, it might be helpful to walk your right foot out a bit more. It's hard for me to tell with the angle of the camera, but there might be a little more space there. Yeah, is that all right? Yeah, the right foot can walk out pretty far. Just make sure that the right knee and the toes are they're kind of traveling on the same plane, because they go, as my daughter says, cattywampus. My daughter Quinn, 2.5 years old, knows how to use the word cattywampus in a sentence. If it goes cattywampus, it can hurt the knee. All right, releasing the back foot. Hands come down. Step the right foot back. Vinyasa. Okay, downward dog. Come onto your knees and then bring you into camel 2 times. We'll do camel twice. If there's another back bend you want to do today, feel free to do that. You got lots of choices. You go to full wheel or dancer if you wanted to. Okay, so some choices for you here. Those of you who want to work with me, follow my lead. Hands on lower back, thumbs almost touch each other's sacrum. Tuck the tailbone, shift the weight forward. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, come on back into your your camel. Again, we'll do this twice. If you want to bring the hands, keep the hands on lower back, you can for this first time, but eventually we're going to bring our hands down onto our heels. Good. If your neck hurts, look forward slightly. If you want a little more release, let your head relax. And inhale, come on back up. And sink back onto your heels. Just pause here. Place the hands on your heart. All right, come back up onto your knees. One more time. Hands on lower back to begin. Tuck tailbone. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, come on back. Camel pose with your variations. Maybe bring your hands onto your heels. 2 more feeling breaths up to the heart. It's easy to breathe in the belly. It's a little more challenging to breathe in the heart, but go for it. See if you can do it. Inhale, come on back up. And sink back onto the heels. Again, just pause here for a moment. All right, releasing the hands. And bring the legs out in front of you. Come all the way onto your back. Good. Just do a deep stretch here. Reach the hands above the head. Inhale. Exhaling. Okay, it's happening. I promised abs. They're happening at the end of the class. Bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a hug. Move the knees around in circles, exploring your lower back. Good. Elbow to knee variations. Hands on the back of the head, or release the fingers. Knees stacked over the hips. Feet and knees about hip width apart. Inhale, lifting shoulder blades off the mat. Elbows reach up toward the sky. Hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground. Curl tailbone up. Good. Exhale, elbows to the left thigh. This time, reach the right foot up toward the ceiling. Reach out to the ball of the foot. Good. Inhale to center. Knees over hips. Hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground. Curl tailbone up. Good. Exhale, elbows to the right thigh. Reach your left foot up toward the ceiling. Reach out to the foot. Good. Inhale to center. Knees over hips. Hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground. Curl tailbone up. Feel the core engage. Good. Exhale, elbows to the left thigh. Reach the right foot up. Starting the right hand on the right thigh, press the thigh away from you, let the shoulder blade off the mat. Good. Inhale back to center, knees over hips, hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground, curl tailbone up. Good. Exhale, elbows to the right thigh, reach your left foot up, left hand on left thigh, pressing. Good. Inhale back to center. Let's do one more round. Hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground, curl tailbone up. Yes, good, Hannah. Exhale, elbows to the left thigh. Reach the right foot up toward the sky. Place your right hand on right thigh, pressing shoulder blade off the mat. Good. Inhale back to center, knees over hips. Hold the breath. Press lower back in the ground, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right thigh. Reach your left foot up toward the ceiling, left hand on left thigh, pressing shoulder blade off the mat. Good. Inhale back to center and then bring the knees into the chest. Nice work. Let's move right into a lying down spinal twist. Let your knees float over to the right side body. Good. Reach your left arm away from you. Look over your left shoulder. Right hand helps guide the thigh, the knee down. Yeah, so you're doing a little more of a stretch there. Lower, bring your knees a little bit closer toward your chest. If you want more stretch, you'll feel it more if you bring your knees a little bit closer toward the chest. All right, inhale, come on back up and switch your legs up. Second side, lying down spinal twist. Right arm reaches away, look over right shoulder. Okay, inhale, come on back up and come into happy baby pose before we finish up in the Shavasana. And final resting pose. Nice work, Shavasana. One hand on the heart, hand on the belly if that works for you. And just chill here for about 4 minutes. Start to bring conscious breath back into the body. Moving your fingers, your toes, the hands, the feet, the ankles and wrists. And reach the hands above the head. Come into a deep stretch. Inhale. Good. Exhaling. Bring the knees in the chest. Roll over onto the right side. And then push yourself up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed just for a moment longer. Slide the hands onto your heart. Just a couple of feeling breaths up to the heart, just noticing how it feels to breathe up to the heart. Finish up this practice with a quote by Thich, Hanh. It is not impermanence that makes us suffer. What makes us suffer is wanting things to be permanent when they are not. We need to learn to appreciate the value of impermanence. Pardon me as my dog runs out the door. We need to learn to appreciate the value of impermanence. If we are in good health and are aware of impermanence, we will take good care of ourselves. When we know that the person we love is impermanent, we will cherish our beloved all the more. Impermanence teaches us to respect and value every moment and all the precious things around us and inside of us. When we practice mindfulness of impermanence, we become fresher and more loving. Take a deep breath up and just feed that to the heart. And then bring the hands in prayer. Bowing forward with love, with gratitude. May our practice provide us healing, and may we reflect that healing out into the world, help create more peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing the practice today.